Just bear with me a minute. Get things set up here. All right. I think we are good to go. Just get this microphone clipped on and we should be good. Hello, hello, hello everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do short lunch break with Shel video tutorials Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Standard Time, as well as Facebook Lives Wednesday nights at 6:30. Today we're going to be having a play with a brand new stamp set coming on September 6th called Jolly Words. This is a fabulous red rubber stamp set. Oops, falling out. And it is so cute. I love the images. They're happy, upbeat, and playful. And I like the fact that the greeting and the image is all one item. And we are going to be doing the SSS technique today. That is the stack, slice, and shuffle. So we are going to be needing a bunch of things. First up is our 3 DSP. And these DSP are cut to 3 3/4, I believe. Let me get my paper trimmer. I think these are 3 3/4 by 5. Stack them all up here. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. All right. So what we're going to do is make sure our papers are all going in the same direction, and we're going to put them together so that they're all perfectly even. Then we're going to put them in, I've got dimensional backings everywhere. We're going to put them in the paper trimmer, and there's no rhyme or reason to this. We're just going to do it. I'm going to put 1 point in the cutting track, and we're going to slice. All right, so that's going to go right there, and then we are going to rotate it. Make sure they're all together, and we're going to put another point in the cutting track, and we're going to slice. Okay, so that's all there is to that. Pretty easy, right? So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it to the back, and I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put 2 to the back. So now, oops, this should give me 3 patterns on each card. But none are duplicated on each panel. How cool is that? Pretty cool, right? Okay, so I am just going to start pulling in these kits. We're obviously making 3 cards at a time. Now, if you wanted to do 4 cards at a time, you would have the 4 card bases and 4 of each of the mats and 4 different DSPs. And then instead of cutting them 3 times, you would be cutting them 4 times. So we have a card base here This one is Real Red, and I did different combinations here. So we're going to see a few different looks. And for the inside, I have a piece of basic white, and that's 4 1/4 by 5, sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And this is going to give us a nice place to write our greeting. All right, now this is a piece of shaded spruce. It is just slightly larger than this one. So what we're going to do is we are going to glue these pieces onto this panel. And I suggest that you lay them out so that you see what's happening. So I'm going to start with this big one here. I'm going to put my adhesive on the back, and I think for this I am going to use my tape runner instead of my Tombow. And you will see that there is just a very, very fine margin on each of these layers, around each of these layers, I should say. I should have, what did I do? Every time I go to use this mat, I can't find it. And I say, oh, I have to have a dedicated place in my craft room for this mat. And guess what? I never do. But I have found it. If I don't do this, I am going to have tape all over my desk. All right. So there's just a fine little border, and I think I may have placed that first one too generous. But we're going to go with it, as right here is the only place, and I'm going to be covering that up. So just be aware of that. When you're putting yours together. There we go. There's our first one. We'll just set that aside. And I'm going to bring the next one in. And we're going to repeat that step. This card base is Real Red as well. But my matte layer on this one is Garden Green. And I pulled all these colors out of these papers. And you may be wondering why I have different colored mats. I'm just using up some scraps that coordinate. I don't know about you folks, but my scrap bin gets a little overwhelming by times. So we have to tame it down a little bit. All right, so let's bring in this one and see if I can do a little bit of better job matching up. I'm going to start down here and go with a narrower border. And hopefully, because it's just a little wee border, okay, this way. Now, let's see if I can match that up. That's looking better. And we have one more piece to this little puzzle. And that's this one. There we go. And we have one more. And this space is garden green. Once again, we have a piece for the inside. So, as you can see, these cards, oops, what did I do? These cards are very easy to make. They're not difficult at all. And they're going to give us oops, what have I done here? There we go. They're going to give us something very pleasing to the eye and something very different. They're very easy to do, but they look like you put a lot of effort into them. Basically, all we've done is slice up a piece of paper and glue it down. And our last piece to the puzzle. Turn this around so I can see. There we go. All right. So here are our cards. I'm just going to add adhesive directly, maybe, to the backs, and we're just going to center these on the front. And we'll go on with the next one. There we go. And our final one. There we have it. There's our 3 cards. And I still have got a bit of glue on here. All right, so back to our stamp set. This was the Jolly Words stamp set, and I've done a little bit of pre-prep so you don't have to watch me color all of these. I have stamped and die cut and colored 4 different images, and I have die cut some bases as well. So I am going to get some adhesive on the back of these. And we will get these put together. All right, there's our first one. And I use Tombow on this one just because it'll give me a little bit of wiggle room to wiggle this into place. There's my second one. You see I had a oopsie on the back side of that one, so I just simply re-stamped it on the other side. There's my third one, and this one I was going to put on here just to give it a little something something, like so. All right, now all we have to do is decide which ones we're going to use. And as you can see, we can go like that, or we can go like this. I think I'm going to use the red one on this one because I used the shaded spruce card base on that one. So that's going to go there. I think we'll just keep this in the case for another card. And we're going to grab some dimensionals to go on the back of these. And we'll get our cards put together. There we go. Grab my take your pick tool. Get rid of these backings. And we'll pop this into place. Just like that. Super, super simple. And it looks like you did a whole lot of work. Come on. Last guy's being stubborn. There we go. And our last card. Now, I have some green and red ribbon here. And I have some of the silver and white sheer. So, I am going to grab my bow maker and make 3 bows. Here's one. There's 2. And let's use the red on the last one. And there's our third one. Alright, I'm going to need those again. And we're going to need some glue dots. Let's start with this little red one. I'm thinking I want that one up at the top there. So let me grab a glue dot. If you're wondering why my glue dots look so humongous, it's because I had 2 packages open, one at the trailer and one at home. So when I brought them back from the trailer, I rolled them into one package just to save space. That was the only reason, but they look massive. Alright, now let's give that a trim. Oh, that looks cute. I like that. Now this one I think will hang down here off the bottom. Go my ego. There we go. And same thing. I'm a little bit crazy about having my bow tails hanging properly. There we go. Super cute. And finally, we have a little sparkly here. Maybe I'll put this one in the middle. Right down here. I think this stamp set is super fun. And I love that there's just one, like your greeting and your image are all in one. I like that. All right, now all we need is a little bit of embellishment. Let's see what I can find here. I know that I'm going with basic rhinestones for this card. And I think I'll go with iridescent rhinestones for the other 2. as you can see, I have a lot of these big ones left. Very pretty. And maybe we'll go with different sized ones for this one. I think that's enough. I think that one's enough. All right, and then we'll get our basic rhinestones for this guy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set that down for a minute. I'm going to grab a big one, and I'm going to do this one in a row. 3 different sized ones in a row. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. All right, let's get this show on the road. Here is card 1, 'Tis the Season, with the basic rhinestones. I think those are beautiful. Here is card number 2 with the iridescent rhinestones. Very pretty. And here's card number 3, again with the iridescent rhinestones. All right, there are 3 cards for today with the SSS technique. That's the stack, slice, and shuffle. You can do that with any DSP, and you've seen how super easy it is to do. You can check my blog post today for the free Stamp with Shel tutorial with all your measurements, and you can give this a try. If you do, I would love to see your cards. Thanks so very much for joining me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye for now.